So here's something that I was reading. This is actually from a couple of days ago, but Jane Slater, when she was talking about the Cowboys being out on Devante Adams and the field goal is good, that it's the reason that they're out on it is because they signed. Let me make sure I get this straight because I think it was Gina that sent me the link on it. Two thoughts on Devante Adams. If Jerry did this, he would have to admit that he paid CDM like he was the highest paid receiver, but wasn't enough. And you're giving up draft capital that you absolutely need to hit next year's with money tied up and more deals like Micah to pay. And see, here's my problem. Head coach Mike McCarthy was asked about Devante Adams, speaks of his respect for him as a player, but he doesn't get into talks or player acquisition. Internally, I'm told the Cowboys aren't in on Adams, don't have the money. More importantly, draft capital next year is more important than ever. See, herein lies the problem for the Cowboys is the fact that you look at it and we always look and say, we don't have the capital, or you're worried about we made a mistake. When I look at San Francisco and I see San Francisco that's constantly been trying to add talent. Now, maybe this year isn't the year because Christian McCaffrey is injured. But here's the thing. They understand, and everybody understands, that you have to have talent. And maybe you just have to go ahead and say, we're going to bite the bullet here, and we're going to take a chance, and we're going to end up having to rebuild down the road, or we're going to end up taking some big salary cap hits later. You know, whether you like the Eagles or hate the Eagles, they have basically signed the players that they believed in that are good enough to try and make a run. You know, they went out there, they took some risks. Now, maybe they didn't pick the best players. That Devin White, for whatever reason, is not fitting into the system. That Huff was maybe a reach. But you look at Barkley right now. Without Barkley, they're not winning any games. And we continue to say we only will build through the draft. Our draft capital is so important. Well, I got to say that when I think about our second round draft picks and how bad we have been over the course of about the last 15 years, you can say Sean Lee, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Diggs. That's it. Everybody else has been ass. Let's be clear here. When you start talking about Tristan Hill, when you start talking about Boss Man Fat, right now, what are you getting from Schoonmaker? Are you literally going to tell me that having Devante Adams on this roster isn't as important as drafting a Tristan Hill, a Schoonmaker, a Boss Man Fat, a Jalen Smith? These are some of the draft picks that we've used with the second round pick. And you're saying that these picks are, or Sam Williams right now. I dare say that if you used the second round pick and brought Devante Adams, had a second receiver in here, that's a better investment than saying we got our second round draft pick because we don't do shit with it. Come on, man. This is more bullshit that you're getting from the Cowboys and Jerry Jones. And this is where it's maddening for them to actually think all we need is CeeDee Lamb. We don't need a running game. We got CeeDee Lamb and Dak. That combination is going to be able to thrive going downhill. And everybody knows with the umbrella coverages that are taking away the deep passes, and since you don't have a receiver on the team right now that has much NFL experience, Jalen Tolbert has the most experience on this roster behind CeeDee Lamb. He's got 3 TD catches and 440 yards. Jalen Brooks has like 120 yards of experience. And you're saying, we're good. That's all we need. I'm sorry, Jerry. That's bullshit. That is complete bullshit. Because you act like you're going to get a Devante Adams with that number 2 pick. And this is where you literally are just like, what are we doing? what are we doing? We wait, on top of it, we wait till 2 weeks before the season starts to get him even signed. You wait till the very day, opening day, game, few hours before the game to even sign your quarterback. You're not serious about actually winning football. I'm sorry, it's bullshit. Also, I think Zeke needs to be the primary back. Even with Zeke as the primary back, Zeke Elliott is not doing it, bro. Sorry, Zeke is not going. If you're lucky, he might get 4 yards a carry, but I'm not sure that that's going to even be the case. It is literally malpractice or to try and give you the illusion that we're trying to win. Because see, here's the thing that the Cowboys did with re-signing Dak. Because people say, Hunter Lipke, here's Grant Lowe. Hunter Lipke is actually looking like one of the better running backs that we have. They're fullback at this point. Tristan Hill, that dude disappeared. He never appeared when we're talking about Tristan Hill. So you're not serious about actually winning Super Bowls. For you to basically say we're all in, to say that we're all in, and then you do absolutely nothing. You do absolutely nothing. That was a crazy play on the punt. Hold on. The fair catch was being called, and the guy got blocked into him, and the ball hit him in the back. He called for a fair catch. I'm beginning to think that it looked like he was actually holding him, too. It did. Wow, that was crazy. Okay. Well, Sean, that's basically what Rico is getting, 4 yards a carry, Sean. It's 4 yards a carry with Rico. Zeke has been like 3.5, although he's been used more in short yardage, so that skews it. But at this point, neither of them are going to be a premier back that you're going to say is a game breaker. Our biggest run all season has been, I think, 10 yards. And that's a joke. To say that, oh, we got Zeke back and we're going to win a Super Bowl when Zeke Elliott was doing 1,500-yard seasons and we weren't getting deep in the playoffs. And now you say he's getting 25% of that now we're going to win. Do I have that right? That's where you got to say, are we the crazy ones or is Jerry Jones? And here's the reality on bringing back Dak. Dak will keep you in games in the same way Tony Romo will. Dak will be the one to sell the hope of the team making the playoffs and keep fans in the stands. And Dak is the lightning rod that everybody talks about. You either love him or you hate him, but you're talking about him either way. So Jerry Jones, 11 to 14 penalties a game. You will never go anywhere on top of it. So there's a lot of problems here. There's a lot of problems right here. And with the injuries beginning to mount and having very little reserves, oh my God, don't even bring up Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard by himself has more yards than our team has combined this year. Yeah. Coyote, our running room is weak. Holly Pierce, what's up, Holly? We got Holly. Holly's up this morning. Roland's review is up this morning. Good morning, good people. Welcome to our all-day stream. And so that's where I'm kind of like, Jerry, you're just full of shit. I don't even know that I want to hear anything else from Jerry or Steven, but it is what it is.